Well, happy VEDA. I don't know whether it's the 14th or the 15th. I'll check anyway. We're having a slightly different VEDA. Pardon me for being out of breath. I've just been lugging these totes about. Now you know why I say my craft room is in a mess. Randy, if you're watching, yours is superbly tidy compared to mine. That side is relevant. Almost tidy. Those are some of the patterns I have, the loose patterns, and that's my 4-ply or my fingering weight, if you can see it past the totes. This side is yarns of all different kinds. The one nearest to the door, which you can't really see, is my very much prized US yarn. You know, Karen, Red Heart, etc, etc, which I absolutely adore. This is the flat mannequin. You know, she doesn't have a back to her. She's what I used to use when I went on craft shows. I did put her a pair of panties on for modesty. And you're not going to believe it, but these used to fit me at one time. Then I've got ice yarns. I've got, oh gosh, ice yarns at the top, if you can see them. I'll do a better video of the craft room at a better date. I'm just at this moment actually going to do, I'm going to have a delve in my sort of display garments and things and see what you have seen, what you haven't seen. Oh, my knees are hurting today, but that's a different video, isn't it? That's some more cottons and things up there. We've got lots and lots and lots more. As you can see, I don't have a spare inch, and I'm onto boxes now, which I hate because I wanted everything to be on the shelves. And there's also behind the chair, which we'll show at another date. It's just like Aladdin's cave. So now I'm going to put the camera down, and if I can get my fat body out of the way, I'm going to see if you're going to be able to see me on that chair. It's a bit hard to get around because I can't. Oh yes, you are. You're going to be able to see me on the chair. What I'm doing is I'm sorting out the things that I have. I've got a spare one of these tubs, and that is what I'm going to put the things that I've finished off quite recently, which if you can see, they're all in a heap there. So I hope you can see me because I've not gone back to check. So here we go, here goes. Oh! Now you're going to be as surprised as I am with some of the things in these boxes because I don't know what's in them either. Let's start by unzipping this bag. I know what that is. That's a hat set with a scarf, I think. It's got the scarf somewhere. Right. Well, the black scarf wants to join me. Right, this is a bag. One of those laundry bags that I don't think I've been in this bag for quite some time. So I'm sure that they're not on. Oh, these are my baby items. These have not been on Etsy because quite frankly I just didn't sell them. I might put them back on again and see how they go, yeah. That's a little cardigan. It's done in flex. Don't know, it's probably about 1 year old or something like that. That's a little very small baby vest or waistcoat or whatever you want to call it. It's done in Gypsy Brett shaded colours of like greys and beiges. What have we got here? Oh, this is a set. It's got a matinee jacket. It's got little capri pants. They're not long pants, they're capris. And I'm going to sneeze. This is because it's not been open for ages, this. It's got a little bonnet that matches. Excuse the little tie bits on, that's just to keep them all together. And it's even got little booties. So that's what they are, like a little 3-piece. No, 4-piece. Can't count today. Got little rosebuds on the jacket. As I say, maybe I'll try one more time and put them on my Etsy and see what happens, yeah? This is a little cape. It's meant for a tiny child, probably about a 2-year-old. But it's nice if there's a wedding or a little party coming up, you know, just to tie it around the shoulders. It's not a very full cape, as you can see, so it will only fit a tiny child, even though it looks as though it might fit someone bigger. That was got little pattern things on the top of it. See, I've forgotten all about these. Oh, this was one I liked my doll when it was wearing this. It had some, oh there they are, I'm just going to say it had some little shoes, but they're in the hat. It's a hat that's got, you know, a pointed top and little tassels. And even though it's for a little boy, I thought I could get away with, you know, some little ribbons on it. Because when they're newborn, they do wear a few ribbons. It's got a very big sort of sailor collar on it. And it's got little tiny shoes that also have little bows on them. So, but it did look really nice on my baby doll, even though my niece calls my baby doll ugly. I must admit it's not the prettiest. I think I mentioned before I had thought about getting one of those reborn dolls for display purposes, and had I sold a lot of my baby things, I might have invested in one, but I don't feel like paying about, what, £600 for one, when my crochet things, my baby things, aren't selling anyway. This is, well, this is what we used to call an angel top, but I've been told that you're not to call them that because it's associated with a baby that's passed. But so it's sort of like a short little smock top that you would wear with tights, and it has a little jacket that matches. So that's a little indoor set for a baby girl. I mean, I love making these things, but they just, nobody wanted them, so that's the end of that, isn't it? This is a little newborn little vest and hat. It's done in different colours with little embroidery flowers on the top. This, I love this pattern. I actually did this pattern for my son when he was born. But I still think it's pretty nice. I think I did sell one that was in red and blue and navy. I think I did sell one. But this is pastel shades, because there are some people who still like pastel shades for babies. Oh, this is very similar to, I think it is the same colour that I'm crocheting a shawl with. It's a dress, ooh, hooked up on the coat hanger. It's a dress that's made in the granny stitch. It's got little buttons down the back, and it has a little granny stitch cardigan in a self colour that's in the dress as well to go over the top of it. This is a set, and then I think it also has a little hat that I've just thrown on the floor. Yes, it also has a little hat. Oh gosh, my Leaning Tower of Pieces just fall all over. Has a little hat that has a little flower on it. I thought about making one for myself in this, you know, because I've got the thinning hair. Might wear one of these instead. Right, what else have we got? Oh, once again, this is a traditional tiny baby cardigan. It's got flecks of pinks and lilacs and a few little flecks of lemon in it. It's a traditional style baby out top. It doesn't come with anything else, it just comes on its own. Oh, getting hooked up here. This is another design that I made the pattern up myself. I just made it. I was going through a phase where I was making things for a premature baby unit at the time, and so I was just making things up. So I made up the stitch and I just cast it on, well, chained on the sleeves, yeah. It's in white, pink and lilac. I think it's so pretty. But nobody else did. This is a little three-piece outfit. I've been asked to make it many times, but in different sizes and different things. And to be honest with you, the people who asked me to do it in larger sizes, they're not really suitable for a larger size baby, because there's no, you've got to strip the child off, you know, to change its diaper, nappy, whatever you want to call it. It's got buttons at the back, but you would have to, there's no buttons like underneath it, you know, as a quick access. And also the jacket it turned out quite small compared with the size of the little romper underneath. And it has a little teddy bear that I crocheted on the jacket, and then I just put the ties on the little romper set. But it is quite small. It looks quite big, but it isn't because the jacket's only tiny. And then that's the little hat that goes with it. Oh, I didn't put. I thought I'd put a little teddy on that, but I didn't. I obviously just put the colours on the pom-pom. So that's another little set. Gosh, I have more than I thought I had. This is one that I tried in darker colours because some people were saying to me, oh, you need to make darker colours for the baby. It's not short sleeved, it's a 3/4 sleeve. It's not deliberately cut short, if you know what I mean. It's only meant to come to there on the baby. And it's done. I can't remember what I did it in now. They're all so long ago, you have to forgive me. I don't know what pattern. I did use a pattern for this, but I can't remember what it was. Oh, dearie me. Gosh, I didn't realise I had so much things. This is one of the premature baby outfits. It's in lemon. Well, it's more of a yellow, actually. And this one, if I'm truthful, is a little bit, I think it's got wool in it. It's a bit more scratchy than the, you know, the all acrylic ones. But it's still pretty design. Yeah. Righty ho. Wish we were getting to the bottom of this bag, but we're not. That's the style I used to like doing best of all. And oh, don't know what spilled on that. That's going to have to go for a wash. It's got the little bonnet, and there's a little maternity that I've made. It's actually a very, very old pattern. Somebody put this on Pinterest when I had it on was it a Flickr page, saying that it was a free pattern, and I'd never said it was a free pattern because it isn't. It's just a very, very old vintage pattern, and I got a right lot of stick for that, and I hadn't put it on Pinterest, but trying to explain to people that I hadn't said it was a free pattern. Oh, I got ranty-tanty-tant on that one. You shouldn't put it on Pinterest as a free pattern when it's not. I've clicked on it and there's no pattern. I didn't do it, I didn't do it. What have we got here? Oh, I don't know whether this has got, I think it's got a bonnet to it, I'm not sure. It's another one of a very similar style to the one I've just shown you, but a slightly bigger one with the pink rosebuds. And I think there's a hat to that somewhere in my little stash somewhere amongst it all. Oh, there it is, I think. There it is. It's got the little pink rosebuds on it. Little lacy bonnet. I made that pattern for my premature cousin's baby, and she is, oh gosh, she must be about 50 now, so that's how old that pattern is. This one comes with a bonnet. It's got frills all the way around it. You see, I love anything like this, but it's my age group, isn't it? And it's got white with green. But obviously modern mums don't like that sort of thing. That comes with a really frilly bonnet. That's ever so pretty. And if you ask me for the patterns for these, I honestly cannot remember. You know, it's no good asking me because I just can't remember them. I did buy a lot of patterns from Shifio, is it? And I did buy a lot of patterns from, I think she's called Kay's Crochet, for the baby stuff. Gosh, I'm sweating in here, and there's no heat. This is an Aran. It's a cotton twist Aran, it is. And it's sort of like a pale, mauvey aubergine kind of colour. It's got the bubbles down the back of it. I've made this quite a few times for different people. It's got just a plain hat that goes with it. It sells best, or it did sell better, in the cream, because people, you know, naturally associate Aran with cream, don't they? So that's one of them. It was beautiful wool. I think it was Peyton's or Jaeger. It was called Cotton Twist. It was a hand washable one, because that was what the label said. It's even got my little label in it. I used to sew labels and everything. Getting very lazy these days. I haven't done it for ages. Right, are we getting to the bottom of it? No, we're not. This is a mohair one, and I don't really like this one. I think this is going to go in the donation pile. It was a mohair, but it looks a little bit sort of as if it's been washed a few times, and it hasn't, you know. So I don't think that's a great one. It's very tight, and it looks very sort of felted together at the top. So I don't care for that really. So I think that's going in the I don't know pile. Oh my goodness me. We're nearly at the bottom of this bag, you'd be glad to know. This is, again, I don't know what this yarn is. Don't even know what the pattern is. Little jacket with a little beanie to match. Now we're really going into this bag I haven't touched for years yet. This one I really, really liked, and I was sad it didn't sell. It has little teddy bear buttons on it, and it's got little teddy bear pockets. And it was made in a very good yarn that I happened to get at a reasonable price. It's cotton, I'm sure it's a cotton. But the trimmings are not cotton, you know, the edgings. I didn't have the right colours. And that comes with a little hat, again, that's got a teddy bear on it, that's similar to, you know, the pockets. Yeah, I don't know why that didn't sell. I quite like that. I'll have to go through this pile when anybody's having a baby, won't I? I think my family's all finished having babies now. Right, what have we got in here? Oh, not many. We're on the end. That again is a cape. It's called the Jane Austen style, so maybe it's from the Jane Austen book. It's 100% acrylic, and it's a machine wash, but it's a child's cape. But it's nice, isn't it, for a wedding or something like that, or a party. It's got the little detachable flower that you can use to fasten it together, or you can take it off with whatever. Oh, excuse me, the whole... If that pile shunts down, I'll never be able to get out. You'll be seeing me in here for years to come. So I think that's quite pretty, actually. I really like that. But then again, who am I? Things I like don't always sell. Right, we're getting to the end now. I think this is the last one of the little ones. This is a cotton, 100% cotton. A bit crinkled, but it's been at the bottom of the bag. It's got little... that's the front. It's got little pink buttons on it. And it's got a little hat with a flower that matches it. So I think that's the end of this pile in here now. Apart from one little... Ooh! One little lonely blue baby hat. Right, I'm going to put these back in. I've got some headbands here. They probably belong to dresses. But I'm going to put them back in before they all fall on me. Because I don't want to spend the rest of the weekend trying to get out of this room. Excuse me for... I am going to sort them all out later. I'm not just piling them all in, thinking to stay that way, if you know what I mean. But I don't want to spend precious time folding them all up and putting them all back in the bag. Gosh, there seems more putting back in than there was taking out. Oh dear. These are what I used to take with me to the craft fairs. Right, there's another bag over there, but I'm not going to show you those because you've already seen them. They're all the little bags I made, you know, and all the little hand warmers that you saw. That pile there is quite modern. You've probably seen those on most of my, you know, videos and things. The only thing I was upset about that nobody else liked except me was these little tops. And they're not a vintage pattern. They were from Crochet Today or whatever, Inside Crochet. And, you know, I think they're quite nice. I think Crochet Luna made one. You know, Claudia made one. I've got two somewhere. I've got another one somewhere. But if I touch this pile, it's going to shunt. Oh my giddy aunt. Oh, there's the other one. mean, I like these and I would wear them, but for the fact that they're too small for me. But and that's the top, the other top that I made. Yeah, I think retro is in, but obviously nobody else agrees with me. Oh, and that's one of the mittens that goes with a shawl set. They're quite recent ones, you may have seen them before. Now we're going into mystery box. Ugh. Shouldn't be doing this, I'm going to regret it. Mystery box number 2. I've already got a bad back, so I definitely should not be lifting this. But we have to see what's in it, don't we? Oh, that's a cardigan. It's in James C. Brett cotton on, I think it's in. I'll have to check. I'm sure this is on Etsy. Sure it is. I'll have to check. I've got to the stage where I've forgotten what's on. I could do with my laptop, well not my laptop, my tablet up here, so I could check what's on and what's not on. This is definitely on. This is a lovely cardigan. It's in cotton. I have made another one for somebody who else wanted a smaller one, but I had to make theirs in acrylic because I couldn't get the cotton again in these shades. So I think that's quite a nice cardigan. Took me ages like to get everything level, you know. I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to getting all the stripes level and that. I've seen plenty of cardigans put for sale, you know, the stripes are all wonky. And that just brings out the in me. I want to rip it out the hands and re-sew it all, yeah. This actually isn't, well it was for sale, but it isn't for sale at the minute. It's one my mum knitted. It's got gold speck seal, it's actually knitted, but the purl side is the right side. It's not the other way around, because on the knit side, I think it's the right way around, or did she sew it up that way? No, I don't know which way she sewed it up. I thought she'd sewed it up that the purl side was the right side, but maybe she didn't. Nope, she didn't. She sewed it up the other way around, where the knit side is the right side. It's got gold sort of, I'd call them like nubs in it. And it was a very expensive yarn actually. It was a Jaeger at the time. She made it for me because I was that small one time, but I never wore it because it itched. So that's another bit of my mum I've got. This one I love the colours of. It's maple yarn it was called. And it really is a lovely soft yarn, and it's very subtle shades of mauves and greens and greys. I don't think it quite fits me, otherwise I think I would have kept it, because I quite like the shades in it. This is a pattern, I think it's a King Cole pattern. Yeah, this is a pattern that you can get. I just like the way it fastens with one button. It just looks so elegant when it's on. I have got one, but not in this colour, obviously. Can't remember what colour mine is. This jacket I really love as well, but nobody else seems to love it. It's the circle one. I did buy the pattern, but I can't remember. I think it came from Annie's, if I remember rightly. It's got a big collar on it, and it's a circular back. And the front has the collar, like the shawl collar, and it fastens with buttons. This one is on Etsy, I do know that, that's on there. And this one is on there because a lady wanted me to make it in a smaller size, but I've looked and I don't have the same colour. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I've looked online, I've looked everywhere, and I just cannot find anything that's a similar colour. Because this one unfortunately is too large for her. Again, it's a 100% cotton, and it's got I think it's got a flower on it somewhere. Oh, there, has a detachable flower that you could pin on, put on something else, or wear it in your hair, whatever you want to do. Again, I like this one. It's only a plain treble to me, double crochet to you, but with a lacy edging on it. It's got a lace edging, but I just think it's really, you know, nice. It's sort of heavy because it's cotton, and you know, it would cost a fair amount, like, to sort of send it. This is a very, very delicate turquoise shade. It's a brushed chunky. It was made from vintage yarn, which was Peyton's Diana, and the pattern again is still around. Just trying to think which one it's called. I can't think. Again, it's, you know, been a while since I made it, but I do think it's absolutely beautiful. But when I do photographs for Etsy, unfortunately, the delicateness of the colour does not shine through, you know, and you know, that's the problem sometimes when you're taking... I'm not a professional photographer, in my dreams I'm not, and I think sometimes that it would benefit, you know, from a nicer photograph being taken. Now this one is a super extra large bolero, however you want to call it, and it's done in, it's sort of a bit fluffy-ish. I can't remember what I made this in. All I know is I crocheted it when I was in my holiday home next door, because I remember sitting in the conservatory. Do you ever remember where you were when you make things, if it's somewhere different, something unusual? Yeah, I made this while sitting in the conservatory next door. I've still got the pattern, so I can make it in smaller sizes. It's just that I decided I'd make a larger size. But I really can't remember what yarn I used. It feels ever so slightly fluffy. When I say fluffy, I mean more chenille fluffy. So I know I've not got the yarn anymore, but I like it. It's nice. Be nice for over a summer top. As I say, I can make this in smaller sizes and different colours. I think that's on Etsy. This one is one of my favourite patterns, as you know, that wedding, the pattern's on Etsy. This is the wedding one. The one I had on the other day, I didn't have enough yarn to finish it off like it was supposed to. This one's 100% cotton, and it's got the smaller sleeves, but it's got the frilly bottom. If you want to be known as a person who wears something with a frilly bottom, then this is it. And it's a gorgeous 100% cotton. It's like a lovely sort of tangerine almost shade. I love the colour of it. This is just a very sort of simple cardigan. One of those cardigans that you can sling over when you go on your holidays and it'll go with anything. It's done in an Aran. It's got has it got a very slight fleck in it? Very, very faint flecks of brown, and I don't know whether you can see it or not. They're very, very faint. And that's why I've chosen this lighter brown, because it's one of the flecks. Oh, and I have actually sewn a label in this one. And it's got handy pockets and the nice buttons. It's what I would call one of those, you could take it on your holidays and wear it with everything that you've taken. You know, you don't have a one colour cardigan, one colour sweater for this, one colour for that. This is a good neutral colour. So, I don't know why I don't make them all in my size, and then I could just keep them if they don't sell. But having said that, I've got too many myself. This one I think is, this is when I went to town on it. I was in one of my embroidery type moods when I made this. It's just for a teenager. And it's got the little crochet flowers, and it's got a little bow at the bottom. It might look like, I don't know what, but it's supposed to be a bow. But this is really only a small ladies or a teenager size. And I really like it. It is a pattern on, I think it's a free pattern on Ravelry. I can't remember. It's if you Google top down, well, not Google, you know, search in Ravelry for top down, you'll find it. But I think it's really sweet. I love putting flowers on things. And the last one in this box, I absolutely loved this yarn. It was done in Robin Diamante yarn. It's a man-made fibre, but it sort of slightly looks very pearlish. It's only a smallish size, but I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And I love this pattern. I don't know why I don't find it and make more of them. Because they're such a handy little top, aren't they? You know, you can wear it with your trousers, your shorts, your leggings, whatever you want to wear it with. I think it's such a pretty top. Doesn't fit me, as you can see. Nowhere near. while we're on the subject, just doesn't fit me. This I made when we had the shop, and it did used to fit me, and it did used to button. And I love it so much, I keep keeping it, even though, as you can tell, it doesn't fit me. But will I part with it? No, I won't. I want it to fit me one day. Well, what do they say, is it? If something about beggars were, then horses would fly, something. I don't know what the saying is. It's one of my mother's sayings. About beggars and flying horses and things. She was a great one for her sayings, my mother. And I'm just packing them in roughly. I'm going to pack them in nicer later. I don't treat all my things for sale like this. It's just I'm conscious of the time factor. Right, let's fold it in and get rid of it, if you know what I mean. I'm trying to find another place to store them, so that's why I'm doing all of this. They were all in the little room that used to be my craft room, and so there wasn't any room for them all really, so I'm needing to find another home for them. Now, where do I put this? I don't know. Maybe if I put this on top of it, you'll still be able to see me and the box. Who knows? I don't know. If you can't see me, it's probably a bonus, isn't it? Right, let's look what's in here. Oh, this is my shawls and neck warmers and things and stuff. I love this one. It's like, reminds me of a parrot. You know, parakeet or a parrot. I love it. Such bold colours, you know. This is just me. Wear it over a black dress and look stupendous, wouldn't it? This is definitely a me one. This is the Doris Chan all shawl pattern, which is free on Ravelry, and you're still not going to be able to see me, are you? I'll put it there. I absolutely adore this. I love the colourway. I just love it. It was one of those cakes, I can't remember. You know, I've told you before, I've got the brain of a goldfish. So don't ask me things I don't know. This is a... Well, it's you wear it a multi-way. It's you wear it across somewhere or other. I can't remember how you button it, but I think this has been on Etsy. I thought it had a hat, but maybe it didn't. Now, just getting a bit confused. This one is a granny stitch one, again done in one of the cakes. Yeah, I mean, you can't beat a good granny square shawl, can you? I don't care what anybody says, whether they say they're old-fashioned or whatever. I'm a bit of a sort of a Stevie Nicks hippie kind of person, so I love anything that's a granny square, granny stitch, whatever. This one, I was a bit unhappy with the shape of this. It was the pattern from, oh, what's it called? Stitch and Bitch. You know, the Happy Hooker book. It's a beautiful pattern, but it didn't lend itself to that really long point at the end. I'd love to undo it all, but I don't really want to take all the tassels out. So I'm thinking of some way of maybe I could end it short, you know, make the end not so pointy. I don't know what you think. It looks very long and very pointy. I don't know whether you think I should undo it to probably the orange bit and take off that turquoise at the bottom and make it more of a flat-edged shawl. I'll leave that there because I'm not happy with that. This is another of my cowl neck warmers. It's in sort of like an eyelashy furry yarn. Again, it's one of those you can wear it with the buttons on the side or the buttons down the front, yeah. So that's been on Etsy. I don't know whether it's still on Etsy, but it's so soft, absolutely gorgeous yarn. These are my favourite shawls. They're just a granny stitch one, but they're done in so many different kinds of yarn. You know, some silky, some fluffy, as you can see, fluffy eyelashy yarns. all kinds of different ones. Some have got silky bits in. I love these. And it's got tassels on each end and a tassel at the point at the bottom. I don't think that these again show very well on the Etsy shop. I think they show up much better when they're in person or whatever. I just hope it's not dark. I got a phone call asking me to let the dog out next door, so I'm a bit late starting this. I love these. I would wear them, but for the fact they've got a mohair content, and I can't wear anything that's got mohair in it. But it's a very sort of a shiny grey and multicoloured. Again, it doesn't show up on the pictures. It's like a shoulder poncho or whatever, and the brooch is detachable. It's not fastened on, you know, permanently. But I just love these. I think they're so gorgeous. I wish I could wear them, because you know when you're in the house and your arms are a bit cold, or even when you go out in the evening and you're wearing a strapless dress, which is something I don't do because I've got the figure. But you know, if you are a lovely slender person and you do wear them. There's another one which I think is absolutely fabulous. I love the colours of it. I think this is the one. Woo! Oh, now it's caught up on something. This is the disadvantage of putting things in a box, isn't it? That, you know, you get hooked up on things. Come on, dear, unhook, unhook. It's the, it's got hooked up in the, you know, the clasp thing that you put for the, it's come away now. But I put the flower on. I put the flowers on brooch pins so that they could have a dual purpose, if you know what I'm saying. This one, I absolutely adore the colour of it. Really, really vibrant, which is me, isn't it? And sorry about the flower being a bit droopy. But the flower's detachable, so you pin it wherever you wish. And this again is, you know, a little poncho that just goes over the shoulders, but I think it's absolutely fabulous. I think that's on Etsy, but I'm not sure. I'm going to have to check all these, aren't I? This is a hat, a knitted hat, and a knitted scarf. The scarf's in garter stitch, and the hat's, and it's very subtle shades of pinks and lilacs. Again, I can't remember what the yarn is because it's a while since I made it. It's sort of like fluffy-ish almost. You know, almost like it's not been spun. Very fluffy-ish. A turban. I don't suit them, but other people look fabulous in them. I don't suit them. Wish I did. Yeah, I think this is one of Sue's. Yes, it is. It's one of Sue's. It's got fringing round the front, but it hasn't got fringing at the back, so that you don't have the problem of getting it caught in your coat or something like that. These look great when they're on, you know, and they're draped properly. I'm sure this is, it's either on Etsy or it's been on Etsy. That's one of Sue's. This one's a biggish cowl. It's done in some gorgeous, excuse me. Oh gosh, here comes the rain. Beating on the window. It's just gorgeous, soft, so soft. Very slightly chenille yarn, but it's very, very soft. This one's kind of like a camouflage, and again, I must have been in my flower embroidery crochet era. It's got a hat somewhere that goes with it. Yes, that's a little hat that goes with it. Oh, excuse me. This is, oh, it's a hat and scarf set. It's a hat with a button trim. It's in shades of pinks. And this one's got a scarf that goes with it, that's in her front post, back post. Oh, I think it's a big cowl, because I've put buttons down it. So you probably put it round your neck and button it where you wish. You know, you can button it like down the front way, and then you can button it on the side way. But I've got buttons on that, so it must have been like a wrap over cowl. I will take more photographs of these because I'm sure these are not on my site. That's a hat again with a lovely pink rose thing. That's just a hat on its own, I think, as is that. That's a hat with a sort of a semi-peak. It's got a bandeau across with little gold buttons. Don't want to see those, don't want to see that. Oh, this is one of Sue's. This one's actually being sold, so I'm glad I found it, because it needs to go out. It's been sold. It's a long and narrow shawlette. So that's I've got to find that. That's got to go downstairs to be sold. This is another cowl set. It's got 2 buttons that you fasten. Well, I don't know what you call them, cowls, or whether you call them wraps. They just go round your neck and then they've got buttons on. And this one's in a lovely soft pink and lilac shade. And it's got a hat that goes with that. It's a bigger hat. It's not a slouchy, but it's not a small hat. It's meant to sort of drape a bit at the back, yeah. I mean, if you wanted it, you know, to be an ordinary hat, you could just turn up the brim and then it would turn into a shorter hat, if you know what I mean. oh, I love this as well, actually. This is a cowl that's doubled over. I really think this is so pretty. It's like a double, so you get like the double edging, like that, with the flower on it. And I think that's so pretty. We're getting to the end. Oh, I love these that Sue makes. It's in a very sort of drapey material. I don't know whether you can see it or not. Very silky, very drapey, and it just goes round your neck, and you know, it's one that you could wear over the top of something as a decorative. It doesn't have to be tucked in your coat. I think they're just so lovely, those. Oh, this is another one of mine. This is again the mixtures of eyelash and silky bits and all kinds of bits. This is like a very, very long, wide scarf, or you could call it a wrap of some description, yeah. I can see it's got bits of, looks like tissue paper, but it's not. Then it's got the eyelash bits in it. It's got all kinds of mixture of, I love doing these. I love experimenting, you know, with what goes together. It's got fringing on either end of it. So it's either, like I say, a very wide shawl, or it's a... Oh, and I've got this one. I love this as well. I love the purple one the most, but this one is all the autumn shades. Again, it's a nice sort of granny square shawl. Where we gone now? And again, it's multi-textured. I don't know if you can see it. It's got bits of silk in it, bits of lurex. It's got the eyelash in it. And again, it's got tassels at either end and that. But I do love these shawls. They're so warm and they're so pretty. But this has just got... When I get things together, I try to get like tone-in shades, if you know what I'm saying. I don't like shades of like mismatch. I like everything to be of a shade, if you're with me. So I think that is so pretty. I really do. We're getting near the end now, folks. Getting near the end. That's a grey. It's a fleck. It's done in a Sirdar, that one. It's good quality wool. It's the hat, and it's a lacy scarf. Oh, that's the wrong side, sorry. That's the right side. It's got the, you know, the raised stitches in the middle of the lace. I think it's a lovely, lovely, lovely set, that. What else have I got in here? Not a lot, really, no. That was a knitted cowl that I did that, I don't know, it looks better when it's on, but it just doesn't display very well. It just looks like nothing, doesn't it, when it's there like that. But, right, let's put these back. But I definitely know that a lot of these are not on my Etsy's shop's got about 30 things in it. When you think how many things I'm showing you, that's not 30 things, is it? That's a lot more than 30. So we'll have to have a recap. But this room is beginning to look like a jumble sale, or whatever you want to call them in the US. It's looking like, you know, the sorting out station when people donate things. Except I want to sell them, I don't want to donate them. Yep, let's have a look. I've got one more box. Oh, and I've actually got a suitcase as well. I'm not showing you the more modern things because you've seen those on my later videos. The ones that are in this pile here. They're the ones that's going to go into the empty. I've got an empty one of these totes. So I need to sort out, like, you know, put the shawls in one tote, cardigans in another, you know, so that when anybody buys anything, I don't have to go through the whole of everywhere looking for it. Right, let's put the lid on that. I'll put that down there so it blocks my way out, but I'll fight my way out later. Right, this is one of the last boxes. It is the last box. Let's see what's in this box. She says, oh, that's a little top. Beautiful little top. With a little flower on it so that we can see it or not. It's one of my little tops. That's been on Etsy. I don't know whether it's still there or not. This one I absolutely adore it, but it's just tiny. It's meant for a teenager. I mean, I've had people contact me saying, can I have it the same and in a size 50 or something like that? Well, the answer is no, because I don't have any more of this colour of yarn. I can make you one, and I can make a 50-inch one, but it won't be the same price as this little tiny one. You know, I think some people think, oh gosh, I've solved my problems for summer. I've got to get half a dozen of these in different colours. But no, you're not going to get them for this price because this is just a tiny little one. And that's the only wool I had. It was a good yarn, it was Peyton's, I think. But that's the problem when I'm using up my bits and pieces. What is this one? Oh, I don't think this is on. This is just a knitted cardigan. It's in, it just fastens with one button there, one wooden button. It's kind of like a silky yarn, really, a bit silky, but it's just shades of brown. It's just an absolutely perfectly plain, but it's a 3/4 sleeve, if I remember. Yes, it is a 3/4 sleeve cardigan. That's another one that's not on site that needs to go on the site. This one is one of the double stitch twins. I made myself a couple in black and different things. They're very, actually they don't look much, but they're really nice when they're over, you know, the top of a black dress or something. And you can make them longer if you so desire. I put a drawstring around it, you know, so it would keep it under the bust, if you know what I'm saying, rather than just stick out. And every time you put your hand up, you show your bra. But they're very great. They're good for the beach, something like that, you know, with a pair of shorts on. I think they're very, very pretty. This one again is another of my bigger cardigans that doesn't photograph well. I absolutely love the pattern. It's got bobbles and pieces of lace in it, and it's a gorgeous cream colour, if you can see it, with little flecks of colour in it, and again it doesn't show up on Etsy at all. Maybe when I get the other mannequin properly padded out and I can take a new set of photographs when it's on somebody that it fits, if you know what I'm saying. But when I put it on a smaller mannequin that I've got, it just hangs like a loose sack. But it is actually a really, really pretty jacket. So if you're a plus size, it's just lovely for summer. Beautiful cream colour. It's machine washable, it's in an acrylic, and I love that. What have I got here? Oh, this is another one. It's in cotton or cotton mix. I don't know whether this is on Etsy actually as well. This is another one that you can wear with anything. I actually don't think this is on Etsy, but I think it's a really pretty go everywhere kind of jacket. Yeah, I must look at that. I don't think that's on. See, I'm reviving them. No wonder. I've got about 30 things on my Etsy shop, and look how many things I've shown you. This is pretty. This is on Etsy. I do know it is. This is made in, I think it was a cotton mix. It's just a mesh, or not a mesher, a shell stitch, but it's very, very pretty. in a lovely delicate